Hello? Hello, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? I think there is an audio problem. Can you give me a heart if you can hear me? Yes! Guess who's in the building? Guess who's in the building? What did I do? What did I do? You can hear me. You can hear me loud and clear. Fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. I do apologize for the technical challenges we've had in the past 8 minutes, but that's all right. So thank you so much for being here, the Sisters Trio, a pair of scissors, and Cubs Dan. Cubs Dan is in the house. So glad to have you here. Thank you so much for your support. Always, you are the MVP. You understand? You are so awesome. All right, let me restart. So welcome to One with Ejeni, where we aim to awaken you, inspire you, empower you, and motivate you. We will share stories on this show that would hopefully and faithfully um, change your life if you apply them to your lives. They're real life stories. They're advice. I'm not an expert. This is just um, what I was inspired to talk about every Friday. So I am glad to be here. Comes then says a pair of scissors. Hey Dimples. So thank you for being here. So today's topic on Ejeni's Corner, One with Ejeni, is an ideal relationship. What is an ideal relationship? Thank you so much. Yay! Maggie is in the building. Oh my goodness. Yay! Yay! My people in the house. Welcome, Maggie. Oh my goodness. Wow. So glad to have you. Awesome sauce. So welcome to Ejeni's Corner. What's wrong with me? Welcome to One with Woo! Welcome to One with Ejeni. So today's topic is an ideal relationship, right? So the past two episodes we've talked about a toxic relationship, and we're gonna go back there because you will be amazed how many calls and WhatsApp messages and people didn't want to leave a message to be identified, right? But I swear I got up more than 15 calls and WhatsApp messages and Facebook messages saying that this is so pivotal, this is so important, this is so valuable, and the lessons that they learned from the show, that they were talking about it with their friends. I was so touched by it. This has been a dream or a something in my heart from God knows when, to have a platform where I can talk about these things and have women just come together. Not every woman is experiencing the same thing. Like my mom always says, marriage is difficult, right? You may be having issues in infidelity. Somebody else is having health, the other one is having finances, the other one is having just lack of teamwork. It just there are different ways of dealing with the relationship issues. So, based on my experience and talking to so many people and sometimes counseling people, sometimes I didn't think I was worthy of counseling anybody, and people will call me and tell me what's going on with them and what what do I think or how can I help. The first thing I say is pray. I'm not there to know what's going on with you, right? So that's the birth. That's how this show came about, and I'm so happy to be here. It's not perfect yet. I'm not perfect. I'm not an expert, but I'm just here in my corner, as my channel says, hoping to inspire, awaken, and just hopefully change lives of people, not just women, people. So, what is an ideal relationship? If you guys can type in the chat, what would you define in a sentence as an ideal? Yes, an ideal relationship. So, an ideal relationship, in my opinion, right? In my own opinion, is a relationship where there's, yes, Cobden says first thing is pray. Yes, you have to pray. I mean, like there's one of Cobden's videos that she says she prays about everything. I mean, the littlest things that somebody else may think is insignificant, you pray about it. I've gotten to that point where I do. I don't have a particular way I pray. I just my own prayer with God is a conversation. But I digress. What is an ideal relationship? An ideal relationship is a relationship that has respect, where two people have respect. Or should we say what's a relationship? Where two people have decided to be together for a time. And for that relationship to be ideal, each individual will have to define what it means to them to be in a relationship. For example, you have to have your morals, you have to have your values. You have to have self-respect. You have to have great self-esteem and self-confidence because you don't want these things to be shaken, right? When you go into them. So that when you go into this relationship, the person has the same values and the same morals and the same thing as you. And then we branch out to um, an ideal relationship is a relationship that has respect. If you think of anything, Maggie, you think of anything, Cobbs, then a pair of scissors. If you have anything to add, please go ahead and I'll stop in the middle of talking and read as I see the messages. Like what you believe an ideal relationship is. Like what are the qualities of an ideal relationship? I say respect. You have to have respect for yourself first. Oh, comes and said Blue Jeans on his way. Oh gosh, he's gonna come here and make me laugh. We're serious today. So talk to him before now. Tell Blue Jeans we are honest, we are serious today. He's gonna come in here and crack everybody up. But anyway, an ideal relationship is a relationship. Yes, Cobb Zen says honesty. You have to have honesty in an ideal relationship. I'm writing this down so that I didn't update. I don't know what happened to my last update in the last live. So an ideal relationship, I said number one. Cobbs then says honesty. I say number one would be being ready. An ideal relationship is a relationship where both people are ready to be with each other. Or maybe ready will be the summary of everything. But an ideal relationship, I have to be as an individual, be ready to want to give a chance to somebody else, be ready mentally, emotionally, in every lily way to decide to choose this person. So an ideal relationship is a relationship where both parties are ready to want to have a relationship with each other. And what should that relationship have? Cobbs then says honesty. I say trust. I say the ability to have each other's back. Like I know for a fact that you have my back, and you know for a fact, without any doubt, that you have my back. Okay. And an ideal relationship should have respect. I think for me, number one is respect. So respect aside, an ideal relationship should have respect. An ideal relationship should have honesty. It's a relationship where there's honesty, is where there's trust, and it's where there is, what is the word? Can somebody help me with a word where I can depend on you? Like I know that you have my back, so I can depend. It's not dependency. What's the word? I can't remember the word. A relationship where it's a give. Yes. Confidence on fire. Confidence says the ability to have a laugh. Like to me, having a great sense of humor is important. Reliable. Thank you. Is thank you so much. Yay, Liz! Welcome, 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 Liz. Oh my goodness, babe, Liz is on here. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So today we're talking about an ideal relationship. Okay, an ideal relationship. Before I even say respect and all that, should put God first. Even if you're dating to be married, or if we let's focus on maybe a marriage for to be um to be more how will I say it, um specific, right, in a marriage. Thank you, Maggie. I'm writing all this down. Maggie says open and genuine communication. I was going to say clear communication, but that's fantastic as well. Oh, that's what it is. So let's go down the list. So an ideal relationship has respect, honesty, trust, the ability to laugh, being open and having genuine communication. Thank you so much. We have 5,000 people in the building. I know you see five, but I see 5,000. Thank you so much. I have a pair of scissors. Welcome to the house. Welcome to the house. The sister trio, you are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Cubs Den, my ever supportive. She's a sister. Like we've gone past friendship. She's a sister. And Elizabeth, my girl, thank you so much. She, when I moved back to Nigeria, she helped me find school for my children, and she became my friend ever since. An amazing human being as well. Maggie, oh my goodness, Maggie and I became friends before we ever had kids, or while we were pregnant, right, Maggie? So we've been friends for that long. So I have amazing people here. Thank you so much. Cobson and I, like, Cobson, Cobzen and I is my sister from day one, an amazing human being. So thank you so much all for being here. You could be anywhere else, but you chose to be here. So yes, last two episodes we talked about a toxic relationship. You'll be amazed, honestly. I know you couldn't hear me in the first 8 minutes of this show, but since the last show, you'll be amazed how many calls that I've gotten, how many Facebook messages that I've gotten, how many messages that people have forwarded to me from watching. People said, Ejeni, I watched from 1 second all the way to the end. And I love this, I love that. And people were sharing their experiences with me. I was so touched. I was so emotional because I've always wanted to talk about from Tete, not today. I've always over 30 years old. Cobson and I are over 30 years of, you know, I've always wanted to have something where, like, maybe because I've been through so much in life that God is putting me in a place where I can talk to people, like be a vessel or something. I don't know, but I've always, if you talk to me, I'm always talking about relationship and I've always, it gives me life to talk about it. I'm not an expert, it's just to share. So if these things are what an ideal relationship should have, why don't we have a lot of that? People are not bragging about it. They're doing the fake social media stuff, and at the back, there's something happening. Why are they? why are they? Why are they? Comes and said, Elizabeth, thanks. Yes, thank you so much. comes and says, which 30 years? I be small picking up. I shouldn't give the word. Yeah, we've been friends for a long, 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 long time. We still look young. We still look, I mean, I look amazing for my age, I think. And I know Cobden looks awesome for our age. If I can say that. So um I hear about relationships. It gets me. I mean, I go through mine as well, and I have my feeling. I have my hair sensitive something. I have my feeling about relationship because I go through mine. Everybody, if you're married, if you're in a relationship, if you have a boyfriend, whatever, you're going through stuff, or you've gone through yours, or you're going through yours, or you will go through yours. But it's what what you're thinking is. What is your idea of an ideal relationship? I think that will I think that will help through when things are difficult, right? Like for me, when I'm upset with my husband, I go all the way back to the reason why we got together. I go all the way back to the times where we'll have conversations about plans and this and that. That keeps me going, right? I think about when we were a lot younger, when we were just friends, the things that we did that, like, I try to go back to that. Yay! Caking 101 is in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going on? We're talking about an ideal relationship. What are the characteristics of an ideal relationship? What does an ideal relationship mean to you? Right? And then we shared, don't forget to thumbs up the like. So the wonderful people in my wonderful fam in the chats shared that an ideal relationship should have respect, honesty, trust, the ability to laugh, being reliable, and then being open and having genuine communication. These things are pivotal. Yet we have relationships that are not there. Why do we think so? Is it people changing in a relationship? Anybody who wants to come on and talk, let me know. I'll send you the link, okay? If you wanna share something. I think after the courting phase of a relationship, after you're dating and all that, and then you say I do, something changes. Yes, there are a few of them that continue their love and all that good stuff, but a lot of marriages don't have this right here. I wrote it. I'm always writing. A lot of marriages don't have this. I mean, there's a lot more. There's a lot more that an ideal relationship should have, right? And I think having these things promotes the health of the two human beings, promotes the health of the relationship and everybody else around them. If it's not these things that we just listed, then it's toxic. If it's not these things that is listed that are listed here, then the relationship is heading for somewhere else, not where it ought to go to. And I think people lose sight of what they should have. And the reason why I said what's an ideal relationship, I recently spoke to an amazing couple who have been married for um, 20 years. They are young like you and I, and they did a Zoom party celebrating their 20 years anniversary. And I love this couple to the moon and back. I'm not in their house to know what happens every day, but whenever I see them, yes, I think of everything we've listed. If it's a marriage, well, in a marriage or relationship, yes, KK 101 says without God is not gonna work. Yes, it's not gonna work without God. And you have to pray. You have to pray. You have to consult God. It's not easy. It's not easy. Yes, you know that God can do, but there's sometimes you're going through so much stress that the last thing on your mind is prayer. I'm telling you, the last thing on your mind is prayer. The last thing on your mind is Even when people are speaking positivity in your life, when you're going through the heat of when when you're going through the heat of some marital issues, you don't know how to direct your prayer. Like me, sometimes I'll just say, you know what, God, take care of this. God, let your will be done. And I just let it be. I just leave it there. Right? So back to this couple. I respect them so much because they take their time to love on each other. That's what I see. Yes, Elizabeth said best friends make best relationships. That's a wonderful one. That's a wonderful one. That's a good one. That's a good one. So this the title of the show. Oh my God, he is here. He is in the building. Blue Jean says, heat, use AC. It can cool you down. That heat cannot. Blue Jeans, I want to be see. Listen, at the end, make us laugh. This one, just help us. And Blue Jeans, I'm going to ask you too, right? I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you some things as well. I know you've been married for a while, and what gets you guys going aside these things. So Blue Jeans, before you came, right, we talked about of course putting God first, but an ideal relationship should have respect, honesty, trust, the ability to laugh, being reliable, and then open and genuine communication. So back to this. So aside these things, what else, Blue Jeans, can you contribute to this, right? So I spoke to this couple not too long ago, and they were talking about what makes, because they had a Zoom for their 20th. Oh yeah, a pair of scissors says maybe wait longer before marriage. Yes, you can wait longer. You can wait longer, but then are you? Which is I believe that too. Yes, Cobbs then is agreeing with that. Hey, Cook with Ryo, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for running me in the background. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Don't forget to thumbs up the live. Thank you so much for being here. I know you're tired. You have to make dinner. I was making dinner too before the show started. So I was talking to this couple, and in the Zoom, right? We're over about 40 people in the Zoom, congratulating them for being together for 20 years. The guy had his siblings and his friends. She had her siblings and her friends. I'm friends with both of them, so I was there. And everybody who spoke about each of them spoke about them as like stand-up human beings. They're disciplined, they have morals, they have this, they're that. For 20 years, his side of the family and her side said they have never settled any quarrels. They have never had anybody call to say, oh, can you imagine, blah, blah, blah. Both sides, like his elder brother was speaking and her elder sister was speaking. And one thing that was pivotal to me that they mentioned was that her maid of honor, who's also her best friend, who was also her roommate in college, said she remembers long time ago when this girl would be praying and she was praying for a good man. Not a rich man, not a yellow guy, not a dark guy, not a tall guy, not none of that. She was simply praying for a good man. And one time she and I were talking about marriage stuff. She said, she said she's always prayed for a good man. She didn't pray for where he will come from and all of that. She just said, as long as she gives that man to God, God knows what sees her future. And she's always said that to me. But I didn't know that. I mean, well, I didn't know. I didn't think of it that her family members will come and praise her in that, right? Like she was always praying. So she spoke about that. Her roommates said that about her. Then his brother came on and was talking, and he said he was always talking about to be married to a good girl. Depends on what the individual defines as a good girl or a good guy or whatever. And that's what two of them were. Yes, prayer is so powerful. And I wish that I knew that at a younger younger age. I mean, when I was young, my auntie would take me to crusades, Rehan Boke, all that stuff to pray. And you just do these things because you just feel you were invited, they're taking with you. You don't have a choice not to go. But I wish that we will instill that in our kids, in ourselves right now on what it means to be a good girl or a good guy or whatever. That's you having morals, having self-confidence, having, you have value that you're bringing into, the relationship. So the guy's brother was speaking, and he was talking about how much of a stand-up guy his younger brother was, and how disciplined he was. He didn't sleep around. He didn't. He wanted to be with the girl he will marry and not mess around. So he was always like book his friends, family chores. That's it, you know. And let me go back and read. I've missed a whole bunch. So Cook with Raya says, okay, Compton is welcoming Cook with Raya. And Cook with Raya says, Compton, I sent you a sneak peek of the top. Oh, that dress is beautiful. Don't get me get started on Ryo. Ryo is my wonderful, amazing friend. You hear her laugh. She's a content creator too. She's an amazing, amazing person as well. So Blue Jean says, I agree with your points, Ejeni, but please include money and status. Being broke and in love and courageous is not. A part of me agrees with you. Like a major part of me agrees with you. And I know, and I will get there when I was talking to this couple, because it meant a lot to me speaking to them, because the guy was like, pray for a good man, pray for a good woman, and everything else will fall into place as long as you put God first. That's pivotal. When you pray for a good man, you pray, let God give me the man that you see that I would be with, right? And that should be a serious prayer. And if you're praying that, you don't go to the back and do something else, right? So that was the point of the entire Zoom anniversary, that people were speaking, and then the guy had to talk about his wife. And I was so amazed. They were not being fake and being all social media or whatever. They were being real with family and friends. The guy said he doesn't think any other woman can tolerate his schedule, his personality, and blah, blah, blah. They are, one thing he said too, that they complement an ideal relationship. They have to complement each other, right? Let me write that. They have to complement each other. So one is hot-headed, one is calm. You have to complement each other. If not, they're just like oil and water. Eventually, I mean, for how long are you going to hang in there? And then Blue Jean says, Kuwirayo, I agreed, sis, how buddy? Kukwaya said, pics via IG. Okay. What am I missing? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Blue Jean says, good man. Are they on Amazon? There are good men and there are good women. I think everybody on this live, we are all good. We are all fantastic human beings. A lot of times people reduce how good they are or deviate from how good they are based on life's experiences and all that stuff. Maybe, I mean, a woman or a man who has been hurt a lot is going to just be hard-hearted. I mean, that's just the fact. Comes and say prayer is so powerful. Yes, it is. I am realizing that of late, because I complain sometimes. I complain a lot in my heart about things. If I don't say it out, I complain. If I say it out, that means in my heart it has already occupied inside my body. So I'm trying now to turn that complaint now to God. You know what I mean? Elizabeth Turner says, couples must spend time praying, spend time for vacation, communicating, talk about, yes. Oh, Elizabeth, you're speaking my language. It is important. That is so simplistic. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're going to be together as husband and wife, oh my God, if you're not praying together and you're not planning like this pandemic right now, in my one of my businesses, the CEO says it's not a pandemic, it's a plandemic. How this is like a nugget for you. How better will you be after this pandemic? Are you doing anything to better yourself? That way you're better than how you were when the pandemic started. That's amazing, right? So yes, Elizabeth, you're right. Couples should spend time together. An ideal relationship is a relationship where couples spend time together, praying, planning, communicating, and talking about their future. Listen, if you're a couple and you don't know where you would be in the next 30 days, 60, 90, 1 year, you're heading for an iceberg. Like you are heading for an iceberg. So if you don't have, if you're not a couple that has plans, go back and plan. Even if one person has a plan, maybe the plan will work for both, but there has to be a plan. If not, you're heading for an iceberg, like for real. Elizabeth says prayer brings divine favor. I'm telling you, because when you're praying, I'm hearing your prayer. Like there's one pastor I was listening to, and she says she prays to her husband's hearing so that he knows what she's praying. When they are praying, when it's her turn to pray, she prays and speaks life and success and wealth and opportunities and regard and favor and all kinds into his life. Not she does it behind his back, oh, but when they are praying, she speaks. Because I don't know if you guys know Stormy Omashan. Stormy Omashan, her books have helped me. They still help me. I have all of them. I have Power of a Praying Mother, Power of a Power of a Praying Wife, Power of a Praying Kid. I think Power of a Praying Woman. Right? It has. I mean, if you don't have it, go get all of it. I think it has her website is tommyomartian.com or something, or you can get it on Amazon. Amazing. The things you can pray about. If in fact there's some solid prayers too that couples can pray. If you have nothing, if you don't have the words to pray, because sometimes it's difficult. I do YouTube because sometimes it's YouTube prayers I can just hit the points for me if my brain is blank. But if I mean to pray, then the words better come so I can pray and shut off the devil, right? So Elizabeth Turner says, prayer brings divine favor from God. It sure does. It sure does. You'll be amazing the miracles that are happening when see, see, in an ideal relationship, when the husband and wife get their knees to the ground and they start to profess for their family, for their husband, for themselves, for their children, for their loved ones, when you start, the devil will just say, these ones, let me just walk away from here and go somewhere else where they're not serious. Like, I feel like prayer puts a hedge of protection, right? That's how I feel. So an ideal couple, an ideal relationship should have prayer as number one. God as number one. Like God should be at the top, then both of you, then your kids and everybody else, right? Then Keki 101 says, I wish I knew too. Yes. So she says she wishes she knew too, based on what I said earlier about I wish when comes then said prayer is powerful. I wish I knew that early in life. I'm trying to teach my kids, and I'm not perfect, but I want them to know now, because when they go off to college, when they go to school, they're by themselves and not with me. I I I hope that, and my prayer is for them to be able to pray for everything. I said, Cubs, then if you guys and everybody who's here, if you're a content creator, please go and love on it. If you're here, you have a channel, please go and love on each other. If you don't haven't had, I don't want to use the word. Say we can use. Compton, can I say the word, the SUB word, as in like the whole word? Can I? You guys can go and love on each other, meaning that you can go to the person's channel and hit the red button and hit the bell and be, in the person's family, so you guys can be supporting each other. Compton says at Lugi's network, Amazon Prime to be precise. Yes. My goodness. Wonderful topic. We have 9 amazing human beings in the house. And then the Cobden says, Cook with Rayo, make I check. All right. Cobden and Cook with Rayo are talking about something that Cook with Rayo is just she's creating. Amazing, amazing creation. Blue Jeans Network says, hopefully you buy one and get one free. Comes Blue Jeans, say you've come. All right. So Cooking 101 said yes. Esther's Corner, how are you? We need to exchange numbers and talk, okay? I'm gonna send you my number on IG today. Hopefully, let me put it here. Then Esther's Corner, my number. Oh, do we have our numbers already? Sure, we can share and exchange information. Welcome so much. Welcome. Yay, my Booski. Vern's John Closet, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Cobston says, yeah, power of a praying wife. Yes, her name is Stormy, Stormie, or Martian, M. I have all her books, Omar, Martian, Omartian. If I was upstairs, I will show you my library. I have all her books, even one the kids can read. It's very important. Yes, the power of prayer. Like if you go through her story, you would see that you're not alone with what you're going through. Like that different aspects of a relationship that you don't know when it would hit you, you know. So like I know earlier last year I created a war room. If you don't have a war room, please go and create one. If you don't know what a war room is, go to Pinterest or go to YouTube and watch the movie. It's simply amazing, right? Blue Jeans Network says, I bet there is no power of a praying man. Men are always the ones with issues. All men matter. I'm sure she has one. I know she has the power of a praying couple, I think. I think she has the power of a praying man. I will check that. But regardless, even a man can read the power of a praying wife, right? To see how listen, this relationship thing is it's a big deal. It's a big deal to be in tune with yourself. It's a big deal to know who you are. It's a big deal to have self-respect, to be able to to have an entanglement, to have an entanglement with somebody else. So Cobson is welcoming Esther's Corner. How you doing? Kaking 101 says speak. Yes, really. Vern's just you okay? Yes, Cobbs. I was gonna share that, but she took it out of my mouth. Cobbs then say push, pray until something happens. It's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy. I said since the last show, you'll be amazed how many people I've talked about. I've just been crying in the sense that sometimes you think you're alone. Like I was in a relationship long time ago where it was toxic and I thought I was alone. And I would cry and regret and wish all kinds of things because I felt I was alone in it. What you say? Che, I didn't send you Esther. I just made a note on my book to send you my number, okay? I'll send you on IG. So Elizabeth says, create a time, a moment, an hour of worship. Yes. Praying and studying the word of God. Yes. Wow. Elizabeth, thank you. Did you guys see that? Yes. Creating that special time for God. I know it's not, I have to admit, it's not every time I do it. My war room has been dismantled by my 2-year-old. He picked out all the pins, took all my little cards and tore some. he destroyed it, so I have to go back and redo it. And all a war room is just to have a board where you're praying for whatever, right? I like praying for people because sometimes you can't help people. I like um I like praying for people. Sometimes I do a week of not praying for myself, like what Cobbs then did. If you haven't seen it, she spent 7 days. She took up a challenge and she spent 7 days to pray for workers, couples, the sick. I mean, that's selfless, right? And when you do that, God sees your heart and then he blesses you. You know what I mean? So do that in your war room. So let me not digress too much. So an ideal relationship is where is Cobbs then says entanglement. Next month is August. Blue Jean says entanglement with who? September. Okay. Oh goodness. Um Kiki 101 says Elizabeth Turner. Okay. A pair of scissors is laughing at entanglement. I'm telling you, even Some president of some country used that. I was cracking up. I saw it somewhere. I don't know on Twitter. I don't have Twitter. I saw it somewhere. It was entanglement. That was hilarious. Yes, couples need break. Too much joke. Yes. So it's in an ideal relationship. We both have to be on the same page. We both on at least 90%, or let's say 80%. I would say everything we should be on the same page, but I can't say yes to everything you're doing. You can't say yes to everything I'm doing. So although I have my own perspective on a particular topic, subject, issue, whatever, we should be on the same page. I think that's important, to be on the same page. So you cannot. Yes, Elizabeth Anna says they laugh, crack jokes, dance, talk, and walk outside. Yes. Like you see me, like, you know how you pray and you say, God, let me see my spouse or partner the way you see him? It's difficult. God is God, you're you. You can't say you can't say you love your spouse unconditionally. Maybe you do, you know. It's hard to say you can love your spouse unconditionally, right? It's hard for some people to say that because there are certain things that are not being done. But anyway, I want to share what I talked about with this couple. Oh my goodness, where's I wrote it down. I was writing so fast yesterday, it was not even funny. Yeah. Yes. So the husband, yes, you're right, Elizabeth. The husband, that's this couple that have been married 20 years. He called me. I know we have like 13 minutes left on the show. And I want to share this important information. Jokes aside, right? He said an ideal relationship should start with two givers. An ideal relationship should start with two givers, not a giver and a taker. Because for how long will the giver continue to give? For how long will the taker continue to take? And he said something, not money giving, not material giving, but giving of love, your body, your time, your attention, your kindness, your giving, right? Whatever giving means to you in a relationship. And I had never seen it in the way. I mean, I wrote 4 pages. I'm telling you, see one page here. See, I mean, I was deleting stuff and just writing so many things because I'd never seen it in his own perspective. So I want to share that with you. He said an ideal relationship starts with two givers. You give me, I give you. I mean, you give, I take, and all that. But it's two givers, right? So it won't matter who takes, as long as you're not taking in a way that it's negative or toxic or whatever. And he says you don't focus on the material things, which some people do, and that's why marriages break. He said each person has to look inward before you go in that relationship. You have to look inward, right? What is it I want in a relationship? And then while you're over there planning on your perfect man or woman, are you being the person that you should be for that person? That's also pivotal. Are you being, so let's say I'm looking for, or let me not say me, a girl is looking for that good man, the ideal guy, the talk dark and handsome, brown eyes, blue eyes, whatever. While you're looking for that, are you that for him that you're waiting for? Have you made yourself become that person? We ask for so much, right? Have you become that person to have an ideal relationship? Are you an ideal person for that guy? Are you an ideal person? You tell yourself the truth, right? He also says, um, he also says, um, God is the ultimate giver. So because alt is because God is the ultimate giver, we expect less from people. When you reduce your expectation, that part I'm two-way about it. When you expect less from people, it saves you the heartache, it saves you a lot of trauma, it saves you, right? And then, depending on God, he was just discussing, aside what we have listed, I was sharing what another guy who I know that for a guy, he's a fantastic guy in his relationship, from what I see, right? And what the wife has shared with me. And comes and said, "Good question." Yeah, I mean, a while ago I had a friend's sister who was getting married, and I asked her what makes her think the guy she wants to get married to. And I know how this girl is. She's a very scatterbrained person, like a nonchalant, whatever. And this guy is a very focused person. I asked her, "Why do you think you're ready to get married?" She said the guy completes her. I'm like, God forbid. No human being can ever complete you. Only Jesus Christ. Only God can complete you. Nobody else. You cannot say another human being completes you. Are you half? Are you half? Were you born half? Were you born, even if you're born half self, no other person has your DNA to complete you. But I understand when I try to understand when somebody says that, but I try to tell them, rephrase that. Does he compliment you? Where you are weak, is that where he's strong? Where the qualities you don't have, is that what he has? Things like that, right? So you depend on God. You don't go and tell people that um, a man or a woman completes you. That's not possible, right? So while you're waiting for that ideal guy, how are you gonna add value to this relationship? How would you add value? Oh, thank you. How would you add? See, I got a hookup. That's when you have a brother that cares. Thank you, T-Boy. How are you, like, you know how we have fights in fights or disagreements in a marriage? Everybody starts pointing fingers, including me. I point fingers. How did you contribute to that? You have to be honest with yourself, and that's where the honesty starts too. Being honest with yourself. An ideal relationship, an ideal relationship. Both people are able to question themselves in a healthy way. Like if there's a big fight and you guys aren't talking, everybody's angry. Before you start getting upset at what that person says, have you evaluated yourself? How did you contribute to that? Right? So an ideal relationship, they are both honest with each other and everybody is able to ask what they bring to the table. So an ideal relationship, everybody should know what they bring to the table. Yes. Everybody should know what they bring to the table. What is your value? What's your value add? What's your value add to that relationship? Right? If you're able to answer that, then you know how to act, how to be, what to do while you're in the relationship, right? And also, he said being selfless for each other. You don't go and do stuff for him or her and you start counting. After all, I did this, after all, I did that. You just keep doing. For that one, I said, well, when you've had bad experiences, it's hard to keep doing. It's hard to keep doing when you're not getting. So this is just a situation where you're both givers. One person is taking, the other one is giving. How long will the giver give? And then you being selfless, what does that mean? If it's a wonderful relationship, you guys are holding hands, singing kumbaya, all that wonderful stuff, then you don't mind being your selfless self. But a relationship that has had so much hurts, it's hard to. So realistically, I would say being selfless, being selfless is one of the characteristics will be being selfless, right? And less demanding of each other, right? Um, we're talking about, so we kind of deviated into something, digressed into something other, some other information, some other talks, and then he did mention communication. We have to be able to communicate. When something happens, you nip it in the bud. You nip it in the bud before it goes somewhere else. Yes, yes, you have to have self-control. Yes, you get tired after a while when you are the only one giving. Yes, Kiki 101. Yes, you're right. So that's what I'm saying. Once you know, so the whole point of today's show, right, is if you know, so you know what an ideal relationship is. You know that your spouse or your partner should respect you, should be honest with you, should trust you, no hide, not use your yes, should be reliable. So when you say, well, your A is A, your B is B, and have some sense of discipline. Both of us are individually disciplined, right? If one is less than one, it's okay, but that we're both disciplined. If not, it's just gonna be things just happening and everybody just letting it slide, right? And also having open communication. Let's be able to talk. Sometimes yes. Comes says she agrees with nipping it in the bud. Don't make a mountain house. Yes. And don't sweep things under the carpet. That's where communication comes along. So let's say we're talking and I said something and my husband gets offended and he doesn't tell me. I don't know. So he's saving it till that one day where he will bring everything out. That's terrible. Because all this while I'm looking, and me too, I wouldn't want to do that. Right? Let's say if the case was reversed. I wouldn't want to think everything is okay. Meanwhile, you've been sweeping under the carpet, and then one day you bust it out. I will feel really um, betrayed or hurt that all this while I've been opening my teeth, smiling with you, or doing things I thought I was free-minded doing, and all this while you're upset with me and I didn't know, or whatever. So yes, save the drama for the movie stars. Yes, they like that drama. Yep, they like all of that. So I believe in relationships. Relationships are wonderful, especially marriages. Marriages should be wonderful. As long as both of you understand that, okay, we can't agree on everything. We can agree to disagree lovingly. Lovingly, I know that sounds weird, but lovingly agree to disagree. One topic at a time, one disagreement at a time, not combining everything and making each other look bad. Because then when you get along, it's almost like, what was that about in the first place? Right? One thing we didn't say in all of this is did somebody say friendship already? I think Elizabeth mentioned friendship. Friendship. If you guys are friends, like true, awesome friends, the friendship translates into the marriage. And the marriage shouldn't be that difficult because you got each other's back. That's ideal. Right? If you did something I don't like, I can come and talk to you about it. If something happens out there, like I feel like an ideal marriage should be when you go out there, you represent us. So you would not want to mess up, right? When I go out there, I represent us too. So I wouldn't want to mess this up. So you and I have that mindset going out or staying in that, okay, I'm going out there to do this and I'm doing it for us. And we agree together. I mean, this couple I talked to, they said they have an account together. They don't help any family member until the other person knows about it. Like they agree for that, they agree on everything when it comes to finances. They talk about the children. So the kids cannot go to one child cannot go to daddy and daddy say yes and then go to the mommy. Mommy says no. They speak one language. So I know that I say to each his own. They've been like that way. It's worked out for them. Perfect. Right? That's their own ideal relationship. So the point of the show, it's and it has been amazing speaking to all of you and having you contribute. It's not easy to be in a relationship. Once they're married, it is not easy. I have stories. I have stories. I have I have so many stories to share. None of us said love. Nobody here mentioned love. And I do. Oh, Elizabeth has said it. Elizabeth says, so true, too. So true. Two beautiful hearts coming as one. I'm telling. See, I am such a marriage sucker. I'm such a love. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say marriage. I'm such a sucker for love. My favorite channel is Hallmark. I know Hallmark is like kumbaya, let's love, and that's what it is. But I love how There are no like in-law issues, all those things, that they just fall in love. I mean, my kids always say, "Oh my God, I know she's gonna fall in love with him," and then, I know that, but I want to go through the process with them in the movie. I love when I have friends who are planning secret surprise parties for their husband. Like one of my friends just did her husband's Zoom party. I know what they had gone through. I know when it was like it was shaky. It was shaky. I know. But when I see them today, I am so proud. I mean, except she told somebody else, but I prayed for God to keep them. Yay! SJ Entertainment, how are you? Thank you so much for coming. We have 6,000 people in the house. Let me go down the. I did water. Pablo, can I have water, please? So I have the sister trio in the building. Welcome. I have a pair of scissors. Welcome. Cubs Den. Welcome. Uh, Maggie, are you still here? Give me a heart if you're still here. Welcome, Maggie. All right. And thank you for being so engaged. Elizabeth, thank you so much for being here. Blue Jeans Network, you are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Caking 101, thank you so much for being here. Who else did I miss? Esther's Corner, thank you so much for being here. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? Sorry. Let's see. Who else is here? Vern's John Closet, welcome. Thank you, sis, for coming. You guys are all awesome. Who else am I missing? Sorry, my phone is going off. SJ Entertainment, thank you so much for being here. Yes, 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 yes. So comes and says, oh yeah, KK101 says, my husband is saying he has a lot to he has a lot of what? KK101, your husband says he has a lot of what? So the topic is an ideal relationship. What is your definition of an ideal relationship? So we shared different people in the house shared different things. Of course, an ideal relationship should have God first. Then they should have respect, honesty, trust. They should be able to laugh together and being reliable, be open and have a genuine communication, complement each other. They have to complement each other. And so many other things we talked about, like able to laugh together, tell stories, reminisce, and crack up. I mean, I love laughing. I find myself to this is just me, I'm not being conceited or overconfident, but I think I have a great sense of humor because I easily laugh. I'm like, tell me something, I will. Like, I'm the one that would laugh even after the joke is over. Like, I'm still like, I laugh till I'm teary eyed. Like, everybody's like straight faced, like looking at me like I'm a mad person, but I'm still on the floor dying of laughter. Right? If you haven't watched my other lives, go watch when I love laughing because I just think laughing, there's something laughing does to you. And I make an effort to make people laugh. I can say the silliest things to make somebody just have a smile. And that makes my day. And I feel like when I smile or when I laugh, it extends my lifespan. That's my take on laughter. But yes, it means a lot to me to be able to laugh. Do you know I was speaking to a friend of mine not too long ago, or some, let me not say a friend, it's somebody not too long ago, and she said in her 20 years of being married, she has never sat down in a living room to watch. She's not, even if she's here, I mean, nobody knows it's her, but she has not sat down in a living room to watch a movie, news, or children's channel with her husband. That is so basic, right? That is so basic. I'm telling you. SJ Entertainment says respect, sharing the same values, honesty, sense of humor, love conquers all. I miss what, yeah, Cobbs then said something that I missed up there. I missed something. I missed something. I missed something. Yes, God, that's why I stopped. Cooking 101. You said your husband is saying he has a lot too. I forgot. Can you share what you were saying so I don't miss it so I can share with everyone? So Cobbs then says, but can I have water? I'm so thirsty. Sorry. But love is everything we have talked about. Respect, yes. Respect, yeah. Yeah. You're right. Respect, self-development. Yeah. Self-development. Oh my gosh. So I'm in love with self-development. And you'll be amazed how I bring that up to a couple and they crack up. That is BS. How is that BS? Self development. Who I am 10 years ago cannot be who I am today. I beg, please. I cannot be the same person I was 10 years ago. I'm still a Ejeni, but I have to have, well, I don't want to mess up the word metamorphose. Metamorphose. But no, like in a sentence, metamorphosized. I have changed. I'm silly. I told you guys. I would have met. Okay, I can't say the word. Hey, come and help me. You're the grammar queen. What? Like I have. You know how a caterpillar changes, right? You have to be better today than you are 10 years ago. If you're still the same person, there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Anyway, so yeah, comes and says, but love is everything we have talked about. Respect, self-development, being prayerful. Yes. And sometimes your partner may not want to pray with you. That's okay. You pray. Your prayer covers it all. It's hard. Like I used to fight about it. I used to like fight and be sad and say, if he doesn't pray with me, then no. I go pray with the kids, right? And then pray about your partner being willing to come pray with you. That's a prayer point. You know what I mean? It's not easy. Marriage is a journey. All right. SJ Entertainment. Did you get it now? It's having what is an ideal relationship and characteristics of an ideal relationship. And the reason why we're talking about that, because the last two episodes we've talked about a toxic relationship, what it is, what the signs are, and what you can do, right? So talking about an ideal relationship, if everybody has an ideal relationship in their head and in their hearts to know that, okay, this is what I think a relationship should be, that's the value you're adding. And hopefully you're praying about that person in your life so that they can add value to in your life. Because if you just think, I'll just find somebody and just get, no, if you just do that, you'll find anybody and then you'll go through what you need to go through. You go through what you would have to. Yeah, SJ Entertainment says the sweetness of a relationship. The sister Cheer said, did you get me? No, I didn't. Okay, Elizabeth, thank you so much. Elizabeth Turner is saying that an ideal relationship is a topic. Thank you so much. All right, all right. Thank you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is my prefect in the house. Oh, yeah. Kicking 101. So, yes, see, I have someday very soon, I will share not my deep topics, right? But what I've learned from my experiences. I think every single person here has gone through something, right? Has gone through something. I have a lot of stories to tell, like a lot from a lot of people. Some of them might not be me. I think the next show next Friday will be, and I'll have a guest on what I won't share a topic just yet because I haven't kind of formed it and but it has to be like lessons learned, right? If you've been married more than 5 years or after 2 years or so, what have you learned from when you got married, from when you were dating to today, to right now, to today? What have you learned? It's good to learn those things and then you know how to adjust yourself. If not, you're just gonna be in some land where you need to be slapped to be awakened to what reality is, right? And a lot of women are going through that right now. A lot of women need to be shaken. They are slipping through their toxic relationships, or it's not toxic yet because they can't see it, so they cannot define it as toxic. But like I said, if you have an ideal relationship in your head, like I deserve to be respected, I need to be where I have somebody who's honest, not somebody who's a lying fool. Um, I need to laugh. I love to laugh. Like sometimes my husband comes back from work and he has stone face, and I'll say something so silly and he'll just crack up, and that makes my day. Sometimes we had a fight the night before and we have not really reconciled, but we're here. Nobody's going anywhere, so we might as well laugh. I mean, to me, I'm like, we're already here. You're not going anywhere, so make the best out of it and make the best in capital letter. Like when you go to Blue Jeans um show, I know I laugh, and everybody, if you don't have each other, please love on each other. If you don't have anybody, if you're new here, please love on me. When I get off, I will go back and love on you, and love the right way. So go to somebody's channel, watch a short video, leave a comment, like, hit the bell button. The bell button helps out a lot, so that when they're posting content, right, you get the notification first and you can go and watch and support. It's really very helpful and very encouraging to us content creators. Okay, so I'm still behind. Yeah, so comes there and says laugh after the joke is over. I'm telling you, and I feel embarrassed. That happened to me when I was in corporate. And okay, let me not, it's not fair to share this, but I will. There's an older guy that came to the team and he had a problem that had to do with, this is true life story and it's not even fair to share it, but let me just share it. So the guy sleeps a lot, and while he's sleeping he farts. I don't think it's appropriate. So you'll be in a meeting and he'll just go, oh yeah, that's my point exactly. He's like, and then people will be knocking the table, hitting the table. And he wake up. Yes, that's my sentiment exactly. That's exactly what I thought. And then you just hear "Plop," and you wake up. Yes. And it's not a fart that doesn't have smell. It's a fart that has smell. Anyway, so one day it happened and I could not hold myself. I was dying because I look at my boss was so upset, and we're on a conference call with Canada, and I had finished presenting, and I could see that he was sleeping, right? I saw that he was sleeping, so I just kind of ignored because it was already a funny sight. God forgive me. And and he doesn't want, just it's not like he just sleep, like he's just like bam, he's out, right? He'll just snap his head back and he's gone, and you would think it's a joke. And then the way he wakes up and then flows with the comment, the meeting was like I had to be kicked out of the meeting. After the meeting, everybody was sitting down. I was in the bathroom, still laughing. My boss said I had a problem. So that's how bad mine is. So Elizabeth says, I love laughing, jokes, and dancing. That makes my hobby so happy. Yeah. I love dancing too. Oh my God. Put any Nigerian music on. In fact, put any music really. Preferably Nigerian music. And that's not to say only Nigerian music, but put reggae, put even Indian music. I just put something and I'm off. I like jazz. I love dancing to jazz music. It's like slow and steady. I love it. So SJ says, I love to laugh too. Sometimes people don't take me serious. I try to change, but now I'm in my 30s. I don't care. Girl, laugh. Seriously. Like sometimes I crack silly jokes. Like I know it comes in. So let me share one thing. Another thing too that I don't know if it's comes in. I don't know if it's okay to share this. So I go to different live streams and my name is different for every live stream. Get some food. That's okay. Fine, leave her. Just this food for her. Hey, Chineye. I didn't know Chineye was in the house. Chineye and Jerry Wan, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let me go all the way back. Okay, I missed a bunch of things. All right, let me go. All right, let me go back up and be fast and reading this. Okay, I'm digressing. Okay. SJ, that's cool. Just like, yeah, I crack up. I try to curtail myself when I'm laughing. Okay, so I go to different live streams. That depends on where the person is from. They can butcher my name, and if Cobzen is there, I'll gossip with her and say, "Was that me they're calling?" And she will crack up, and I'll be. I mean, she'll be sending me like a laugh face, and I'm like, "Answer, is it me they're talking to?" Like they'll say, Ayana, Ayana Kona. I'm like, I don't know, it's me, but maybe it's just me. I don't know. And that cracks me up. And anyway, the sister trio says they do say laughter is the best medicine. Yes, laughter is the best medicine. Oh my God, there's thunder here. SJ says, then some people say no one take you seriously if you joke a lot, but I won't and I can't change. I know. I just know where to change. Yeah. Right? And then Elizabeth says laughter is a great medicine. Yep, yep, yep. It is true. Let me go real quick. Ariel, stop, please. I am on a live. That's not nice. You want to eat, just dish your food. That's not nice. I'm here. Every day I preach about being on a live, and I don't want any child here. You see everybody, every child I have walking down here. Ariel, that, excuse me. Thank you. Sorry about that. Yes, don't change for anybody, but I just know I'm trying to curtail myself on where to laugh and where not to. All right. Kiki 101 says love conquers all. Yes, it sure does. It really does. Man, I'm so behind. I'm so sorry. The sister trio is laughing. Sister trio says metamorphosis. I know that's the word. I better go with the word change. Right? Change. I know. That's what my husband was. Kiki 101 says that's what my husband was saying. He could tell you a lot of stories. I know, right? So I have I'm gonna do a live where I'll do like story time and share some stories, like some funny stories, some not so funny, some blah stories. All right. So SJ says, comes then you're talking to for me to go with your one change. Oh, so SJ, I think I'm way behind though, but SJ, I think comes then was telling me to go with the word change because I was trying to say I metamorph. Oh my goodness, I know it's metamorphosis, right? But I'm trying to say I changed, right? So I use the word change. So comes then is saying I should just go with the word change, not think about metamorphosis. That's what she was saying. And then Elizabeth says, in an ideal relationship, both couples should love and support each other, cook, clean, and do. High five, Elizabeth. Yes. Support. We didn't say the word support, guys. Support each other. Support. Yes, there's reliable, but there's support. When I mean support, support me in my dreams, support me in what I love to do, support me, right? And I support you too. What hurts me hurts you. What hurts you hurts me, right? Cobbs then said, geez, Chinaya is laughing. Chinaya, thank you so much for being here. Cobbs then didn't understand what SJ was saying, but I think I explained that. Elizabeth Turner says, in a relationship, we must learn to be humble and patient with one another. Yes. See, it's important to see, it sometimes is hard. See, when a woman has been hurt, it's hard to be patient. Does that make sense? But yes, I agree with you. We must learn to be humble and patient with one another. We must have that. It's yeah, because everybody has their timing, everybody has, you know. Comes and says, here we go. Please tell us your different names. Okay, so my different names in different lives are Ejeni, Ejani, Ajani, Egeni, again corner. It's EJEN. Ageni corner. I've been called all sorts, okay? That was really hilarious. So Elizabeth says women must stop nagging. No man likes a nagging wife. See, if no, so men will call it nagging sometimes when we are repeating ourselves based on something that they're not doing. Men nag too, right? But I understand no nagging. Like, I think I would say, what's the word? Consider each other's feelings. What's the word for that? Elizabeth, a pair of sisters said, "Bruh." A pair. Elizabeth Turner said, in summary, Elizabeth Turner says, again, yeah, ageni corner, again, yeah, ageni corner. I've got in yeni corner. So Elizabeth says, in summary, a woman who serves the Lord ought to be praised, which is very true. But there are some guys who don't even care if she serves the Lord or not. I mean, there's so many things. I don't want to be negative, negative Susie, but in an ideal, let me bring everything into one lovely ball. To avoid a toxic relationship and to live a better life, you have to have what an ideal relationship means to you, right? An ideal relationship is any relationship that has respect, honesty, trust, laugh, great sense of humor on both parts, reliability, communication, complementing each other, and having support. And of course, putting the number one should be really putting God first. If this is what you believe the relationship should be, and you're practicing it, and the guys, you should have less stress. To me, I believe like marriage is easy. I think marriage is easy. It's just like marriage should be like basketball. One team, the sole purpose of that team is to win. Nobody forms a team to go and lose. Everybody forms a team. So you have to find teammates. I didn't say teammates. I didn't put teammates. I believe in teammates. Like my 2-year-old said, Mommy, I'm teammating. I'm teammating when he's working with his sisters. Teammates, when I know I have a team in you, when I know that you're reliable, when I know that your yes is your yes, your no is your no, when I know these things. No, basketball, what I mean comes there, you know what I mean? When I say basketball, they're a team, right? They're a team practicing together, making sure they are fixing their weaknesses and upgrading their strengths or working on their strengths or whatever. They put the ones with the best ones out there, the weak ones are in the sea, whatever. They're a team put together to practice, to get along, and to win. And that's what the relationship should be. A relationship sole purpose is not sole purpose, but a relationship, one of the main purposes of a relationship is to win. Win in life, win in finances, win in love, win with God, win with children, win as a family, win in this world that we are in. That way, our kids can be winners. And an ideal relationship, there should be a team. And I will say that to conclude in 5 minutes, that let's think of what it means to be in a good relationship, a relationship that, I mean, there, when you write out the goods and the bads, there are more goods than bad. And if you're in a relationship right now where there are more bads than good, ask yourself, how have you contributed to that bad, and how can you fix it, and make a decision, right, to change it. It is important because a toxic relationship is causing health issues. I just lost a coworker 2 days ago, and I don't know if she was going through stress or what, but she just had dinner with her husband, and the husband said, "I'm going. Let's go inside." She said, "Okay, I'll be there with you. Let me just relax a little bit." That relax, she relaxed, was death. I had to call so many of my other co-workers in Port Harcourt to ask, is it true? They said it's true. She wasn't sick. She didn't complain. Nothing. Maybe there was stress at some point, right? So the point is that relationships, bad relationships can affect your health. Wherever you see the bad, what can be restored? Yes, it's been tough, man. This is a God-fearing, positive role model, an amazing woman. She has 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. Very positive. If you go and tell her something, she say, Ejeni, I don't know what to do, but let's pray about it. I prayed about it. So positive. And she had dinner. That was the last supper for her and her husband. So everybody on this chat, take time to pray for her. And then, when pray for ourselves, for our health, and ask God to perfect all that concerns us, really. So I picked this topic because I didn't want to keep talking about toxic relationships, but how does it start? How do we start? If you have, thank you so much, Cobsen, and I'll call them tomorrow to see what's going on. It's like people who saw her at work on Wednesday night are in shock and cannot believe it. She died Wednesday night after work. Ridiculous. So stress kills, right? So let's say you're in a toxic relationship now, or you're in a bad marriage, but whatever. Ask yourself, okay, of course he doesn't respect you, there's no honesty. What can you do? If that's not your ideal, if that's not your picture of an ideal relationship, what actions can you take to make sure that you're in good health, mentally, emotionally, and in every way possible? How can you empower yourself so that you're living a more positive and a more fruitful life as God has willed us to be? So I will put this in the description. I think I missed last week's as well. I'll put this in the description. I appreciate every single person being here. Sorry about the. Hey, Cobsen, can I edit the first part out? Yes. Can I edit this? Well, I'll figure it out before I post it. I'll make it private before I post it, hopefully. Yes. So in conclusion, the topic today was an ideal relationship. And from all the wonderful people I have in the chat, we have um, 9 indicators, right, of an ideal relationship. What an ideal relationship should be. An ideal relationship. So that's why I try not to do it. So I kind of manage myself. I don't know. Like, yeah, I saw that last time. I was trying to edit the beginning where I didn't have volume. But I think it's to leave it as is and just write in the description or in the title that the actual show starts at whatever it starts. I think that's better because I don't want to have to lose my lives. I want to go back and see how many people was here. How many people were here? Yes, yes. So I think I'll probably just leave it alone. Yeah, I don't want to have to take out the real data. So an ideal relationship should have respect where the two people respect each other. They are honest with each other about everything, everything, right? Um, they trust each other. They can beat their chest and speak on each other, right? They are able to laugh, they are reliable, right? They are open and genuine. They have open and genuine conversations or communication. They leave lines of communication open. Um, an ideal relationship, the two people complement each other. Maybe like I'm the loudmouth in my relationship. I'm the loudmouth. I'm the let's dance. I'm the hey, let's go out, let's boogie, like that. And my husband is like, let's stay home and watch a movie. Let's go to the movie. We can stay home. The hits. That's so in that sense we complement each other. If we go to a party, he might want to sit down and dance sitting down. I'll probably be the first one on the dance floor because they have my right music. In a party that I don't even know who the host is, I know. I'm working on that. And then they support each other. And support is a biggie. Support my dreams, support me in the things that I'm doing. Even when you think, okay, I don't think I like this idea, you give me your stance, but I know that you're behind me, right? That's a big deal for me. Then being a teammate, having a team in your partner, spouse, whomever, it's a biggie for me as well. It should be a big deal for you as well. And number 10, which is should be number one, is God. Having God in your life, being a Christian, not just a church going Christian, but an effective Christian who goes to church and who prays and who has a disciplined prayer life. My next show will be about what I would do, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently if you had to live your life over again, and hopefully that show will be able to open your eyes into, um, what changes you can make going forward. But with this show, I've learned a lot from you guys. I had my own list and I put the list away and let me have an engaging live so I can see, I can engage all of you. It is raining seriously and I'm supposed to go out. Oh my God. I don't have an umbrella. So comes and says, dancing sitting down is the best. It's the best, but for me, I'm like, it's a party and there's a DJ playing song. I feel like if I'm the DJ, I would feel like I'm doing my job if people are actually enjoying what I'm playing. If they're all like, I'm the one that will go and tell everybody, let's go. Hey, I'll pull people I don't even know to come and dance. Ask Chinenye or anybody, or ask my kids. My kids were like, oh my God, mommy, no. Yeah, that if you don't want that, then don't invite me to your party. I will probably make myself the MC without being invited. So I'm that kind of person. Like I don't have to know what dance steps are invoked. I just have to groove with the music, and that gives me joy, right? So Elizabeth says that is so fantastic. Support, honest, trust, communicate. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for summarizing that for me. I will share that in the description probably later tonight because I have to jump into something else. I was supposed to actually go out actually. But I thank you all for coming, every single one of you for being here. It means a lot to me for you guys to show time and time again. One with Ejeni is every Friday at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we have different topics that would awaken you. I hope will awaken you. We aim to awaken you, inspire you, motivate you, and empower you. That you will live this life and go hug your significant other, regardless of what's going on. Go hug them and continue to pray for them. Pray for yourself too. It's not easy. It's not easy being a marriage. It's not easy being a mom. It's not just, look, it's not easy being an adult. I miss being a 10-year-old. That's a punk way of talking. I enjoy being an adult, but it's not easy being an adult because as a woman, you have so many things you're thinking. And as a man too, you know. So I would bring, subsequently, I will bring men on the show to have their perspective, jokes aside, have their perspective on what they think of relationships and what could be, like, where does the communication go wrong? Where does the love go wrong? Because I hear so many, like somebody told me yesterday, and I was so heartbroken. She said that she doesn't love her husband. This is years of marriage. Oh, she said she doesn't love her husband anymore. So he's a figure in the house, raising her kids with her. And I know that came from a deep, deep, deep years of hurt, hurt, hurt after hurt after hurt after hurt. And to me, that was a project to pray for her to feel love. She said she doesn't feel love from him, so she cannot give him love. That's deep. That's her saying something. Have they been married over 15 years? I'm telling you, with this marriage show, I've been getting so many calls. And I pray that God continues to give me the topics and inspire me to be able to speak about it and have the right people come on the show and share different things. I mean, we'll talk about this is just relationship period. There'll be times we'll talk about YouTube life. We'll talk about just life being a mom or being a wife. What does it mean being a wife? Like, what does a good wife mean? Well, of course, we'll look through Proverbs 31, and Proverbs 31 in 2020, right? In 21st century, if it makes sense to be, right? And share some nuggets as well for all those. So I thank you. I hope that I've been able to, every single person here has learned something and able to share. This is mark your calendars every Friday. It's there's always laughter. There's always sharing. What you have shared, the other person shared their own point of view, and so you've learned something. Not that you didn't know about it, but you've learned something new, and that's what to we aim to provide here or give you here on this show. So again, if you don't know what one with Ejeni means, one in the one with Ejeni means only now exists. So none of us here can change what has happened yesterday. None of us can change what has happened yesterday or in the past. So only now exists, meaning that what you do today defines what tomorrow is. So when you come to my show, One with Ejeni, only now exists. Everything we've talked about right now, hopefully we'll take into our relationships. Maybe we're already doing it. Maybe you're already in a perfect relationship. Like I said, I love going to Cubs Den debate when she's debating with Blue Jeans. And I love that teamwork, and I love that they can disagree and still laugh at themselves. I love that they seem like a team to me because they put their kids in order, and then they come in their live shows as early as 5 o'clock their time, which is no 6 o'clock our time, that's 5 o'clock their time, and they are doing it together, right? Hers is Monday, his is on Wednesday, same time, and you can see similarities, yet it's a different topic. When they are debating, he has his own view, which she respects, and and then she has hers, which he respects, and they talk about it, they laugh about it. Everybody ends up laughing on the show. Nobody comes, you know, being too sensitive and being too, it shows how they are. You're right. It cannot be. Yes, I'm inspired by your relationship with your husband, and I'm inspired by what I see you do. I mean, able to manage a home as a wife and then be a YouTuber and be married to somebody who is now a YouTuber, and you are both succeeding in this. So I dedicate this ideal relationship show, surprisingly, I dedicate it to Mr. Blue Jeans and Mrs. Cobsden. Thank you for showing us. I know that you have struggles at the back. I know that you will have issues at the back. But when you come in front of people, you guys show a united front. You guys show that you have respect for each other. You guys show that you have trust and honesty from your shows, yes, and from his shows and the things that he talks about, how he's being married to a YouTuber. It kind of gives a glimpse, although we can't see y'all's faces, it gives a glimpse. I had to put that there. It gives a glimpse into how quality your relationship is. Again, yes, you are not perfect, but like I said, when you come in front, you show a united front. This is not social media BS, and I know you're not a BS person. You don't BS. So if you're here and you desire to be on YouTube, you are giving yourself. Like I said, yes, we can't see your face, and you guys can butt heads and have disagreements, but as long as you know that You guys have that communication. You guys complement each other for the most part. Like Blue Jeans is extremely funny, and Cobbs then is funny. And she doesn't even know she's funny. Like some things she will say, I'll be here dying of laughter because she will just say it and just leave it there, And then some things that she's sensitive about, I'm like, whoops, like that still Cobbs then, love her or take her, she's just who she is, right? And they support each other. I mean, he's her mod, she's his mod, and it's they Cobbs and Blue Jeans are from what we see, an ideal couple because they work together. And I just pray that God continues to strengthen your union, your relationship, your goals, your vision with your kids. God bless you. So I dedicate this entire stream to Cobsden and Blue Jeans for just being a fantastic example of husband and wife working together and doing what matters and adding value. And they are a great support team. When I say support team, this girl does not sleep. She's attending live, she's watching your videos, I'm running your playlist. She is such an incredible human being and a force to reckon with. So I dedicate this stream to Blue Jeans because it's an ideal relationship and that's what it should be. Let people see behind you, in front of you. Just like that couple that were married for 20 years. Let people see in front of you, behind you, with you, that you are who you say you are. Not is Mr. Man saying A, woman saying B, and then in the house is C that's going on. That is not what God intended for marriage. So thank you. I dedicate this to you. You are awesome. Taking 101. Comes and says amen. And you're okay. She said, yes, we are not perfect. We are work in progress. Everybody is, as long as both of you have the same mindset, as long as your mindset is to make the marriage work. There are some marriages that are already halfway broken and it's not easy to fix. In that case, both of them or one person will make a choice and do what they need to do. But in one that is working and you agree that is a work in progress, it's simply amazing. Cobzen and Blue Jeans, thank you so much for all that you do. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Let me go back a little bit. Elizabeth says, the greatest of all is love. Yes, it sure is. Elizabeth Turner says, when you love, you cannot hate, beat, or divorce. God loved the world. He gave us his only son, love. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Elizabeth. Yes, that's me. Like I said in the last show, that if you say you love me and I see that you love me, you can't call me names because you and I are supposed to be one. So if you call me names, you're calling yourself names. Like if you call me a name, I cannot get over that because, well, I can't call you such things even in my mind. Why would you call me that, right? So when you genuinely love somebody, there shouldn't be any hate. I agree with you, Elizabeth. She said, thank you so much, Ejeni. God bless you. Love the show. Thank you so much. Comes and says, thank you so much. Says, you're welcome. You're welcome. That's an honor. It all goes to you there. You've tried. You're doing a fantastic job as a mom, as a wife, as a YouTuber, as everything else that you're doing that we don't see. You are doing a fantastic job. I always tell people that certain things that you do that you just make God proud. God is like this for you. And that's what you and your husband are to us. So thank you so much. Caking 101 says it's easy to give up. It's easy to give up. Yes, it is. Like if you're in a toxic relationship, all these things I've said will not matter because it's not there in the first place. None of these are there, right? None of these are there, and all you see is the door. But can you pause and pray for a second? Have you prayed? And you're praying for God to intervene, not praying for you, not making up your mind and then praying, because then you're telling God how to do his job. Have you, before you give up, and this is a whole different topic, right? Before, it's easy to give up because you are giving so much, you are doing the love, you're doing what you're supposed to do. What Proverbs, like me at a point in my previous relationship, I'm like, I want to meet Proverbs 31 woman, let me slap her face. She's ruined life for all of us because while you're being Proverbs 31, the man is not appreciating who you are. Or while you're being the man you're supposed to be, the woman doesn't care who you are. She's going to be who she's going to be. In those cases, it is emotionally, mentally, psychologically, just life draining, right? But it's for you to go to God in prayer. Just go to God in prayer. Father, Lord, I'm not sure what to do here. Please step in. Come into my relationship, come into my heart. Help me to let go. It's not, I've been there, and that's part of the stories that I have been there, and I've met women who are there. I know women who are there as we speak. After I talk, that's why I said, let me take a break, because the calls and the texts and the messages I received, it was a lot for me. I said, God, here, I just started this show. I'm just talking about it based on wanting to empower women, and this is where we are. But know who you are, know who you are, know what you want. If you're in a not so good marriage, what do you want? If you want it to work, how far, how much, how far are you willing to go to make that thing work? Because you have to be willing to take. You have to be willing to take the BS. You have to be willing to be taking rubbish, because the person might end up seeing that it's not fair what they're doing, or not see it at all. And then you wasted your whole time doing all that. So you have to decide, make a choice, and know exactly what to do. In Nigeria, we say marriage is not by force. I beg, it's not by force, right? So Cobbs then says, Amen, and your union as well, the union of those here in Jesus' name, Amen. KK 101 says, sometimes we have to think about the bigger picture, and that is the family's legacy. Exactly. You know, there are people who have held on to that and have lost their lives holding on to that, because let me not leave because I want to stay, yada, yada, yada. Make a choice. Whatever the choice is, be okay to live with it the next 5 years, the next 10 years from now. If you have kids, make a decision. If you have kids, you know what to do, you know what not to do, right? And the kids are gonna marry and leave. So what then? Right? I have somebody who told me something. She said that once her last child goes to college, she's gonna make a choice. I don't know what that choice is. I didn't want to go into it because I'm not God. I said, well, take it to God in prayer. I mean, take it to God in prayer. Elizabeth says, but if you really love your spouse, sometimes sacrifice needs to be made. Pray, don't give up. Elizabeth, I agree with that too, but I also disagree. I mean, I agree with the prayer that I'm advising to pray, but sometimes it is so difficult. It is so difficult. I've been in a toxic relationship. When I say toxic, toxic. But that's another show I'll talk about. It's hard when you're in a toxic relationship, right? It is hard to even see love. It is hard to feel the love for this person. All you see are horns and a pitchfork, right? So I know. See, a lot of people who have not been in a toxic relationship would say, pray, believe, God, we do it, God, we do, God, we. You can say all of that, but sometimes a person who is in there, you have to make a choice. You can separate yourself and go and pray somewhere else, because sometimes in a toxic marriage, the whole house, once you go in there, there's just negative energy, just negative. So, yes, pray, but pray with wisdom as well, right? If you love your spouse, sacrifice. How long? Some women are asking, like KK 101 is saying, it's so easy to give up. How long will you sacrifice? How long will you do that for? You know what I mean? Like, how long? You are still there, you're hanging in there. How long? Right? How long? It's tough. It is tough. But I pray that God gives everybody here the wisdom to go ahead and live their lives better, and that He goes ahead of every single body here to perfect all that concerns us. I thank you so much for being here. This is One with Ejeni, and we are out. Thank you. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here. Share this live, and like, definitely give a thumbs up. We appreciate you being here. Again, this is One with Ejeni, and we are out. Thank you so much. Yes, confess the right word. Yes, all of that. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for coming. You guys are so awesome. God bless you all.